Sony doesn't care about you, and they're still moving forward with their digital-only future. They've finally put out a statement after pretty much going dark on social media for weeks on end now, and I want to tell you all about it and what we can do to fight back today, and that's totally worth a sub as you come and you join the party and you level on up with me. Thank you so much for your sub, your like, and your brand new hype. It helps me out a ton. So, Sony is saying they're coming out, they have their chief financial officer finally addressing the end of physical media, and they're saying that production is going to cautiously move forward despite people's strong opinions. If you remember, PlayStation came out about a month ago saying that starting in January of 2028, they are going to basically end all physical disc production. A lot of companies have come out against this. The creator of Disgaea has come out against this. Nisa has come out against this. Capcom has come out against this. Square Enix have come out against this. Indie gamers or indie developers have come out against this. I haven't really seen anybody in the gaming sphere kind of support this, except for Sony, and they are just bulldozing forward. They've put out a statement. We announced that from January 2028 onwards, we will no longer be manufacturing, again, discs, so 1.5 years ahead. There are various reasons why we made this decision, the biggest being that the digitalization of content overall has been progressing. That's the big factor. It's not just PlayStation, but for all kinds of contents, digitalization is progressing. So this to me is saying that gaming is just the beginning. We know that they're still making physical media for movies. We know they're still making physical media for music as well, in addition to all sorts of other physical media. But I think that they're using gaming as kind of an experiment to see what they can do. How far can they push people until we finally push back? And if it succeeds in gaming, say goodbye to movies physically, say goodbye to music physically, because those will be next. The dominoes will just keep on falling. She continues, so when we think about the future, we put a lot of thought and time, and we cautiously considered this, and we came to this conclusion, and we're going to cautiously move this forward. And to this decision, we've received various opinions. People have strong views. Well, yeah, duh, you think? And we understand that the community has put forth those views to us. Yeah, we have spoken loud and clear. Games are loved by many people. It's a form of entertainment that's loved by people and is connected to people's fond memories in many cases. And so we understand those emotions, and we want to consider that. So they're basically saying people love them, people love collecting them, people love holding these games, people love gifting these games, sending them as a birthday or a Christmas gift. People love receiving these games. People love looking at these games and collecting these games. We understand those emotions. We consider that, but we don't care. And in the future digital ecosystem, how do we engage the gamers is something that we would like to continue to explore. That last statement is key. In the future digital ecosystem, they're saying after January 2028, how we engage with the gamers is something that we continue to explore. So they're saying, we're not going to engage with the gamers the same way that we do now after the digital-only future starts. Because at that point, they control the market. They are a monopoly. They control everything. They control the prices. They control everything. So we're going to change the way that we engage with the gamers at that point, which basically means we're going to screw you, and there is nothing that you can do about it. So just get used to it. Just remember that whenever you have a game digitally, you don't own them. Sony has taken away games before. Say what you will about things like Concord. That was a game, but they took it away. Say what you will about movies and animes and TV shows. There was one recently where people bought them. They used their hard-earned money and they bought it on the PlayStation, but they still took it away from you. And there's no recourse, and there's nothing that you can do about it. You can't gift a new game as a gift. You can't resell them. You can't trade them. You can't lend them. You can't borrow them. You can't collect them. And once those licenses expire, they will be delisted from the PSN store. We have seen that before, when they're just gone. We have seen PlayStation and Sony get into fights with other corporations, and then they just delist them, and they're gone, and there's nothing that you can do about it. We've seen this time and time again. Not only that, we've seen very recently when Sony and the PSN went down, and there was nothing that you could do. There was nothing you could do about it. And it's just crazy to me. And then, right after Sony went down, guess who else went down? Microsoft went down. Yeah, that is showing what is in store for us, in this digital future. And it is awful. It is an awful, awful, awful future in store for us. So there are ways that we can fight back. Number one, there is a boycott that will be going on August the 23rd through the 30th. So they're basically saying during this week, do not even log on to the PlayStation. It's not just don't buy anything on PSN. It's not don't play physical games or whatever. It's just don't even turn it on. Don't interact with the PlayStation at all during this week. Now, some people are saying, why just a week? Why not forever? You know, why just limit it to that week? Well, a week is something measurable. If Sony's a corporation and they look at data, they look at analytics, they look at data, and they can look at all 51 weeks and they look at that week. And they can say, okay, this 1 week where the boycott happened, that is an anomaly compared to the other 51 weeks. How did that 1 week look as compared to all other weeks in the year? And that will give them a bite-sized showcase of what will happen, how many players they will actually lose once their digital-only future comes in. And hopefully, enough people do join this boycott that it will be something measurable, and it will be something that will get Sony's attention and make them reconsider this. So that is one thing that we can do, and it's just one step in the right direction. And if it is successful, maybe we'll do more boycotts. We don't know, but it is something that we can do, and it is a small step that we can all partake in. It's easy enough to do, and I highly suggest doing that. Another thing, and I think that this is the most key thing, I think that the biggest thing that will finally make Sony go back on this digital-only future is if the PlayStation 6 fails. I know a lot of people have been saying they're not going to buy a PS6. I myself am included. For me, there is no reason whatsoever to buy a PlayStation 6 at all. If it is digital only, why would I spend $1,000+? They say the rumored price point's $1,000 plus taxes and all that other kind of stuff. You're looking at $1,200. Why would I spend that much money just to have something that's digital only? When if I already have a PC, that can do a billion other things besides just play games, and then I could buy the games digital only on the PC anyway. So it's like, why would I spend that extra $1,000 on this just to play games when if I already have a PC that could already play the games, and they're all digital anyway? It just doesn't make any sense to me. And I could play it on a big screen, and I could play it with a controller. So what is the point? There is no point. The PlayStation 6 without discs is quite literally pointless. It's absolutely pointless. So I've said before, and I'm going to say it again, I'm going to be going PC and Nintendo only. Like, that's it. And then people will be like, what about the Sony exclusives? Ooh, what about them? When was the last time that Sony had an RPG come out? The PlayStation 3 era? Like, I'm talking about like a really exclusive, RPG. Like, when was it? Everything else has been multi-platform. You know what I'm saying? Legend of Dragoon is gone. Wild Arms is gone. Like, I remember in the PS3 era, like, we had exclusives. Tales of Grace's F. We had Ni no Kuni come out. White Knight Chronicles came out. There was all sorts of different stuff that came out. But now, for the most part, all those games, they're multi-platform. They're on PC. So that's where it would be. So my thing is, if the PlayStation 6 fails, we're talking Wii U, Virtual Boy level of failure, hopefully Virtual Boy level of failure, then that will really make them say, okay, we made a mistake, back up the bus, we're going to go back and we're going to start making physical discs, because then there will be a point to the physical discs. But at this point also, Sony has shown who they are. And Sony has shown that they put profits above gamers. And Sony has shown that they do not care what we think. They're not out to support us. They're not on our side. They're after just corporate greed. And will I ever go back to Sony after this? It's going to take a lot. It's going to definitely take a lot for me to go back to Sony after all of this, because they are just digging their grave. But now I want to hear from y'all. What do you think about this? What do you think about the digital-only future? What do you think about the boycott? Are you going to be going PC only or Nintendo? Are you still sticking with PlayStation? Are you going to go to Xbox? What are you going to do? Let me know down in the comments, and as always, have a good day.